We are knitting vests for fall, and you should too. Hello, and welcome to Knit Cheek. My name is Natalie, and I am the cheek behind Knit Cheek, and today we are talking all about vests. Today I have a vest pattern roundup for you with lots of vest pattern ideas, and then I'm also going to be talking about the knit along that I am hosting with Liz from Love of Fibers. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Natalie, and I talk about knitting on the internet. So I wanted to knit my first vest this year. I've never actually knit a vest, and I would love to introduce some into my wardrobe and learn how to style them, which kind of intimidates me. Like I don't really know how to wear a vest, but I'm gonna learn. And so I'm very excited to be knitting some vests this fall with y'alls. I'm excited to announce that I am hosting another knit along, and this time I'm hosting it with Liz from Love of Fibers, and it is called the Fall for Vests Knit Along. The dates for this knit along are going to be from September 5th to October 31st. You can knit any vest pattern you'd like. Double dipping is fine, and whips are welcome. Liz and I are both knitting the Lana vest by Irene Lynn. I think I'll get to that later, but you're welcome to knit any vest. This knit along will be held on Instagram, so there are 3 things you need to do to enter for a chance to win a prize. You just need to post a picture of your work in progress to your Instagram feed using the hashtag #FallForVestCal, and then make sure to tag both Liz and I. I'm Knit Cheek on Instagram, and she is Love of Fibers. We also have an Instagram chat going on, so if you'd like to join, you can message Liz and she can add you to that chat. Okay, let's get into some of these vest pattern ideas because I have a lot, so we have to move, relatively quickly. Quick disclaimer, I've got 14 patterns here, and 3 out of the 14 patterns are by Irene Lynn, and I just want to say, I know she's a popular designer, but I feel like people don't realize how many vest patterns she has. She has a lot, and they're really good. I could have put more on this list, but I purposely tried to limit myself so I can get kind of a good balance of like designers and who I was putting on this list. But she truly is the vest queen. All right, let's get into some of these patterns. My first category is going to be cabled vests, which cables are currently my favorite. I'm drawing a lot of inspiration from cables and casting out a lot of projects with cables. I'm just very I don't know, when I think of fall, I think of cables, and I'm just in the mood for cables. Last year I knit the book club cardigan, and I haven't knit anything with cables since then, and I have just been craving cables ever since. So I am very excited to knit a cabled vest. So for the first category, I have 6 patterns. The first being the Lana vest by Irene Lynn. This is the vest that started it all. When I saw this vest, I was like, I want to knit this vest. I want this vest. I think I could style this vest. So I am very excited about this one in particular. This vest is designed to be knit up with Aran weight yarn. It has a gauge of 18 stitches. She knitted up in a size needle US 8. And then the size range is, there's 5 different sizes ranging from 45.75 inches to 53.5 inches. And she recommends a positive ease of 6 to 11.75 inches. This vest is oversized. It has gorgeous cabling. I have actually cast this on, so let me show you. Here is my Lana vest, and it is very small. I cast this on and then quickly put it on hold once I decided that I was going to do this knit along. So I haven't worked on it much. I think this is 2 or 3 hours of work. I can't remember exactly, but I don't have much going on here. And I don't know if I love this yarn for this pattern. I am so excited to knit this pattern, but I really struggled to get gauge with her needle size suggestion. So what did she say? So she suggested a US size 8, and I am knitting this on a US size 7. I still didn't meet gauge with the smaller needle size, but I don't want to go up because it's already looking pretty gapey. So I'm not sure if I'm going to continue this actually. I don't know, I'm on the fence. I really love the color of this. This is the color that I wanted to knit the Lana vest out of. And I don't have anything else in stash that I think would be thicker than this. So I'm not sure. But I do really like this yarn, and I'm hoping maybe one of the other patterns may spark something there for me to knit with this yarn for a vest. As of right now, I don't know what I'm gonna do because I mean, this just looks so holy to me. Like, yeah, I'm holding it up with a light, but if you look at it on, it doesn't look so bad, but it just doesn't have that like bounciness that I see in her pattern and I see in other people's projects. So I don't know. I'm on the fence about that one. Let me know what you think. Next up on my list for cabled vests is the Haley Slipover. And this is knit in Aran weight, and it is also 18 stitches for that gauge for 4 inches. It is knit up in US size 6 and 7 needles. So I'm assuming the 7's for the body and the 6 is for the ribbing. Sizes that range from 30 inches to 62 inches, and she suggests at least 2 inches of positive ease. This is a beautiful V-neck cabled vest. It's more fitted than the Lana, but it's still stylish and a classic look. It just looks like it would be really easy to style. Like it kind of is its own statement piece. It's very cropped. The Lana is just like all over oversized in comparison to this one, and most of the other ones too. But this one just seems like it would be really easy to throw over like a t-shirt and a pair of jeans, and it would just like elevate that look. Great option if you're looking to knit a cabled vest. The next cabled vest on my list is the Arcuate Vest by Charissa. This is knit up in DK weight. It is 23 stitches per 4 inches for that gauge, and it is knit up in size US 7 and size US 6 needles. There are 8 different sizes ranging from 29.5 inches to 61 inches on the bust, and she suggests 2 to 7.9 inches of positive ease. This vest is also knitted bottom up. Here we have a little bit more of a simple cable design, like not all over cable work like the last two. So you do have some like knit rows in between those cables that'll give your hands a little bit of rest. This is also a really classic looking stylish vest to me. Simple but impactful. I'm loving the cropped fit of this one as well. This one might also be easier to knit if you live in a warmer climate because it is a DK weight. And I also love DK weight patterns because you can always hold 2 fingering weights together to meet that gauge. And it just makes it a more versatile project. This vest looks like it would look so good just wearing it by itself with a pair of jeans or over a t-shirt. If you can tell, that's probably the way I'm going to be styling my vest because I don't have a lot of experience styling it. But the designer wears it over like a simple tee dress, but it definitely stands alone on itself as well. I do like this one. It's not too oversized, which I think makes it easier to style by itself. This is definitely one that you want to add to your list. Next up on my cabled vest list is the Vest Taipei by Mochi Knits. This is another DK weight project, and the gauge is 25 stitches per 4 inches. She knits this up with US size 6, 5, and 2.5 needles, and there is a size range from extra small to 3XL, or 31.5 inches to 54 inch bust, and she suggests a 4 to 5.5 inch positive ease fit. This vest looks elegant and simple, and honestly it looks store-bought. It looks very wearable. It also looks like it would be a good pattern for beginner cable knitters. The simplicity of this vest is not to be overlooked. I feel like it could definitely enhance my wardrobe. I'm loving the sleeves. They are, I believe that's a folded over rim for those sleeves. This one is top down and charted. Next up, I have the Oban Vest by Thea Coleman. This is a worsted weight vest with a gauge of 20 stitches per 4 inches, knit up in US size 7 needles. The size range is for a 34 inch bust to a 67.5 inch bust with 4 to 5 inches of positive ease. This is a really unique design. I feel like I haven't seen any other vests that kind of compare to this one. It is designed with all over cable work, and it is really well done around that V-neck. I feel like that is really elegant looking. This is actually one of the patterns that I'm thinking about knitting instead of the Lana vest with my Lions brand Fisherman's Wool. The only thing that's holding me back is that it's a bottom-up design, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. I don't know. You know what? That's really not a negative for me. I've knit one bottom-up project before, and I actually really like that you can start the project from the easiest point because you're just knitting the whole thing in the round and then you do all the difficult stuff at the end. That way, if you have other projects going on that start difficult, you know, you can kind of have a balance of where you are in your projects right away. But with cable work, I mean, it's never going to be like a mindless project. So those are my cabled vests. Now we can move on to cardigan style vests. My next category is cardigan-style vests, and that means that they either button or they're open in the front. I feel like that's kind of an underrated style of vest. Like I really like the idea of it, and I don't feel like I see a lot of it. I feel like, or when I do see it, it's not called a vest, it's called something else. But to me, this is a vest, so I'm going with it. The first vest on my list for this one is the Hobbiton Vest by Fable Knitwear. This is knit up in DK. She holds 2 fingering weights together. The gauge is 17 stitches for 4 inches. She uses a US size 6 and US size 4 needles. The size range on this one is from extra small to 3XL with 33 inches bust to 55 inches bust. And she recommends up to 2 inches of positive ease, which is pretty tight. This is a very form-fitting garment. It's short, very cropped, and very fitted. And it gives this like academic look that I don't think I personally could pull off. I just don't have the wardrobe for this. I don't have a lot of things that I feel like I could style with this, but I really love the way this looks, and I love the idea of this. It is cropped. I feel like it would look so good with dresses, like really nice dresses that I don't own, blouses and high-waisted skirts, anything that you would think of wearing to like a really fancy college. So I wanted to include this in my list because it was just kind of different from everything else. You know, I tend to lean towards like really oversized patterns with a lot of positive ease, but this is just something different. The thing I like about this too is that because it's small and fitted and cropped, it's kind of like a tank top where I don't think it would take a lot of yarn to knit this. So it could be something that would be great for stash busting or like a smaller quantity of yarn. Next up on my list is the Carly Cardigan by Irene Lynn, and this has been in my queue for a while. I do have yarn for this and I didn't bring it. I should get that. It is designed in an Aran weight yarn with a gauge of 15 stitches for 4 inches, and she is knitting this in a US size 10 needle. There are 6 sizes ranging from 47.25 inches to 63.5 inches in the bust, and she is wearing this with a 14.5-inch positive ease. That's my style. Oversized with a large amount of positive ease. This looks like the coziest cardigan vest, perfect to just throw on over whatever you're wearing. The reason that I am not knitting this for the knit along is because I'm not sure if I want to knit the vest or the cardigan version of them. I love both, and I have 6 skeins of Lion Brand Local in the color Barn. I have this in stash, so I honestly feel like it would just depend on how much I can get away with the yarn that I have. If I have enough to knit the full cardigan, I think I would, but if I didn't, I would be totally happy with the vest. So that's why I'm not knitting it for this cowl, but it is definitely something that I will be knitting in the future. I just feel like the vest version of this is super unique, and with those pockets, I would wear this constantly. I kind of want to do both, but you know what? I know that time only permits so much. This is my last Irene Lynn pattern, I promise, and that is the Mila hooded vest, which is also knit up in Aran weight yarn with a 15 stitch gauge per 4 inches on a US size 10 needle. There are 6 sizes ranging from a 40.25 inch bust to a 63.25 inch bust with 7.5 inches of positive ease. This is another casual, easy layering piece, but even more easy, I think, than the Carly vest would be. This kind of reminds me of something I would throw on like to go to the gym even, or to the grocery store. It doesn't matter what you're wearing. You don't have to have an elevated look. I think this would look great over like leggings and a t-shirt, a long sleeve shirt if it's cold, but you're just looking for one more layer or even just to have that hood. This is really, really cozy and just a really great relaxed fit. It's like knitting your own hoodie, but without the sleeves. I really love this pattern. Lastly, for cardigan style vest, I have the Nordic Bloom vest by Caitlin Hunter, and this is knit up in a bulky weight yarn with a 16 stitch gauge, knit up on US size 9 needles, and there are 8 sizes ranging from 37.25 inches to 72.25 inches for the bust, and is suggested to have a 6 to 10 inch Positive Ease. This is my first Colorwork pattern on the list. It is a bulky yarn, so I feel like it would go by really fast, and it is steeked, which I've never done and I've been really curious to do, and I feel like this might be a really great project for that because you're not committing to like a whole sweater. With that bulkier weight, I feel like the process would happen faster and like the anticipation of steeking would happen faster, so you wouldn't be worried about it the whole time. I've seen this in so many fun colors. If you go to their Ravelry project page, it looks like a really quick and fun knit. That last pattern transitions us into my last category, which is Colorwork vests. I have 4 vests on this list, starting off with the Roosty Tank Top by Ella Gordon. This is knit up in fingering weight yarn with a 32 stitch gauge per 4 inches. On US size 4 needles, there are 6 sizes ranging from a 35.5 inch bust to a 59 inch bust, and it doesn't specify the Positive Ease, but she does describe it as being a boxy fit vest. So I'm thinking there's probably 4 to 7 inches of Positive Ease. It's hard to tell in the photos, and I'm sure if I bought the pattern it would tell you, but I don't own it. This is a traditional Fair Isle cropped vest with 5 colors. I love this vest. This is definitely on my list of things that I want to knit, and I feel like I have multiple ideas of yarn that I would want to use for this. The Rambler yarn by the Woolly Thistle I think would be really great, depending on what colors they have available at the time. I already have the green pine color and the orange color, but I would love to mimic her design. She does like 1 dark blue, 1 light blue, 1 dark orange, and 1 light blue, and then like a mist color. So maybe to do like replace the blues, the greens, or I don't know, just play around with those colors. But I'm really inspired by this one. I would love to knit this one in the future. Next up is the Archipelago, and I hope I'm saying that right. I had to Google it, and Mr. Cheek also told me that that's how he thinks it's pronounced, but I'm not 100% because I think this is the Swedish spelling and like the English spelling is a lot different, but I'm pretty sure it's Archipelago. Oh, I forgot already how to say it. This is by Kristen Drysdale, and this is knit up in a sport weight yarn, and the gauge is 24 stitches per 4 inches, and it is knit up in size US 2 needles. So the size ranges from extra small to 4XL with the chest measurements from 80 centimeters to 150 centimeters, 31 inches to 59 inches for that bust, up to about 4 inches of Positive Ease. This is a free pattern, so on Ravelry all you have to do is follow the link and you can get the pattern. It is a classic stranded colorwork design, and I believe it's 3 colors. Let me look that up actually. 4 colors, so you have your main color and then 3 contrast colors. I like this one a lot. It looks less intense than the Roosty Tank, like less color variation. Not to say that it would be any easier. I mean, it still looks like a good amount of color work, but it looks like you're only ever working with 2 colors at one time. Yeah, I'm really liking this one as well. Next up on my colorwork vest list is the Picnic Vest by Hannah Coe, and this is knit up in DK weight. It is 24 stitches per that 4-inch gauge, knit up in US size 7 needles. The size ranges from 2 extra small to 2XL, 36-inch bust to 51-inch bust, and an 8 to 12-inch Positive Ease recommendation. This is another bottom-up pattern. I really like this colorwork vest. I feel like it's simple, but the overall pattern is really cool. I don't know what you would call this. It's not argyle and it's not plaid, but I feel like it's plaid and argyle adjacent. I'm sure there's a name for this pattern like design, but I don't actually know what it is. But I feel like it looks really, really nice. It looks really store-bought. Overall, loving the 2 color combination that she used in the sample photos, the blue and the like cream color. I am really liking it. Maybe worth that bottom-up adventure, in my opinion. This is a really pretty design, and I'm liking the 2 colors. I feel like it would be a great stash buster if you're like having a couple skeins extra from a project of each of those colors. The last colorwork vest on my list is the Tessellated Vest by Andrea Mowry, and I'm sure that all of y'all have already heard about this vest. It was really, really popular when it first came out. She knits this in a sport sport, but there's 3 different yarns, so I think one of them is like a lace and 2 of them are a sport. The gauge is 26 stitches per 4 inches, and she knits it up in a US size 4 needle. There are 9 sizes, 32-inch bust to a 64-inch bust, with a recommendation of 2 to 6 inches of positive ease. This is a mosaic pattern. I'm pretty sure it's bottom up. Let me see. Yes, it's a mosaic charted bottom up pattern, and I wanted to include this one because it's been out for a while and I feel like I still would really like to knit this. I kind of want to knit this as a stars align project, meaning like if I had enough yarn left over from 3 different projects, I had a leftover mohair, I had a leftover solid color, and then a leftover color changing yarn, that would probably be less likely because that kind of yarn is expensive and I probably wouldn't buy that much extra. But if I had the other 2 and then I could just buy the color changing yarn, then I feel like this project would be a really fun one to like put together with the stars aligning. So I've had this one, the sweater and the cardigan in my favorites for a while, but I feel like the vest would be the easiest to make that happen with like leftover yarn. I really like the effect that the 3 different type of yarns give for this pattern, and I just feel like it would be a really fun knit. I have heard that it takes forever though, so keep that in mind. That is all the vests that I have for y'all today. I'm hoping this was a quick and fun video, but we'll see after editing. You never know. I hope that you found a pattern or 2 that has inspired you to cast on with us for our knit along. Again, that cowl will run from September 5th to October 31st, and we would be happy to have you join us. Before you go, make sure you leave a comment letting me know which pattern was your favorite, and if I forgot any of your favorites, please let me know in the comments below. That way there could be tons of vest inspiration in the comments. If you enjoyed this roundup, you can give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!